What is going on, guys? Chip here. Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG online video where today we're going to be taking a look at a Primal Groudon deck in the expanded format. Now, the list we're going to be using is Ryan Allred's list. It was posted in the free portion of his PokeBeach article. I'll leave a link to that in the description of this video, as well as Ryan's Twitter. Definitely go make sure you're following him over there. Great player in the top 16 of North America right now, so he definitely knows what he's doing. And yeah, this is the Primal Groudon EX list that we're going to be taking a look at, which could see some play at Dallas Regionals coming up here in just a few days. Wow, I can't believe it's like winded down this quickly. Feels like just a while ago I was saying it's at the end of the month, it's at the end of the month, and then now here it is, we're right here at the end of the month. But let's go ahead and hop in without further ado and take a look at Primal Groudon GX himself, the 240 HP Mega Evolution Fighting type Pokemon with that attack Gaia Volcano, 100 damage. If there's any Stadium card in play, this attack does 100 more damage and discard that Stadium card. So a ton of damage, and Primal Groudon is a fighting type, which means that it hits for weakness on the most popular Pokemon in the format, being Zoroark GX. Zoroark GX is in tons of different decks, and if we have just one strong energy attached, even if there's no Stadium in play, we're taking a one-hit knockout on a Zoroark GX, which is one of the reasons this deck can, I think, function currently. Normally, you know, you had issues later on in the game running out of Stadiums. If your opponent was smart and was able to manage how many Stadiums you were putting in play, they kept themselves from putting Stadiums in play. That really limited Primal Groudon's damage output, but since Zoroark is so popular and there are just so many Zoroark decks running around, it is weak to fighting, and we don't need that Stadium in play. I think that's one of the reasons Primal Groudon has seen kind of a resurgence here. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and continue on looking at the rest of the Pokemon. One copy of the promo Regirock. This can be an odd prize attacker if we need that at some point in the game, and being a one prizer is definitely solid. And Stone Edge here, 80 damage plus flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 40 more damage. Which is really good, because if we just flip one single heads, we're taking a knockout on a Zoroark GX. If we have one, we need, I guess, two strong energies attached in order to knock out Zoroark with flipping both tails, or with flipping tails on the Stone Edge. But Landmaker is also something we could potentially use as well. Put two Stadium cards from your discard pile into your hand. This, if we get run out of Stadiums early on, we have a bad, ugly Sycamore or something like that. We have that option there. One copy of Oricorio with that Supernatural Dance attack. For each Pokemon in your opponent's discard pile, put one damage counter on your opponent's Pokemon in any way that you like. So a solid one prizer that can hit Pokemon on the bench, and it's also really good against those Vespiquen and Night March decks that are running around still. 4 copies of Wobbuffet with that Bide Barricade. We're going to just be hiding behind this guy while we're setting up Primal Groudon. And I just realized I didn't even mention the most important part of Primal Groudon, and that is the Omega Barrier Ancient trait right up here. Whenever your opponent plays a trainer card, excluding Pokemon Tools and Stadium cards, prevent all effects of that card done to this Pokemon. So that means our opponents can't enhance Hammer Energy off of a Primal Groudon. They can't play a Guzma or a Lysander to bring a Primal Groudon to the active spot. And we can just chill on the bench and get our guys set up. It does take 4 energy attachments, so it does take a few turns, but we can hide behind these Wobbuffets, hopefully limit our opponent's setup as much as we can, and then come in with Groudon once we're ready to go. We are playing a 1-2 split of the different Groudon EXs. This is the one from Primal Clash. It does have a Grass weakness and Rip Claw, 30 damage, flip a coin of heads, discard an energy to your opponent's active Pokemon, and Massive Rend, 130 damage. I can't see us probably ever using either of these attacks, maybe Rip Claw, but I doubt it. And then we also have one Groudon EX from Dark Explorers with the Trump attack, 20 damage, does 10 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon, and Giant Claw, 80. If the defending Pokemon has 2 or more damage counters on it, this attack does 40 more damage. Not going to be doing worried about these attacks, though. This is just here because of the water weakness. There are Golisopod decks running around, so if turn 1 we can only bench if we played all 3 Groudon EX. If they go first, turn 2 we bench, or our first turn we bench Groudon EX. It's easy for them to pull off a Guzma, 120 times 2, 240, just straight up knock out this Groudon EX. But with a water weakness Groudon, this is definitely something we can try to avoid for sure. So we're going to go ahead and expand it here, take a look at the rest of what we are working with. 3 copies of Enhanced Hammer, so many special energy in this format, so just using this to slow our opponent down is definitely strong. 1 copy of Escape Rope, just a nice switching option and also can let us maneuver between 2 Groudon EXs. 1 copy of Max Potion, we can use this in combination with our A-Spec Scramble Switch to heal off a heavily damaged Groudon without having to discard any energies. We'll talk about that in a moment. We've got 1 copy of Mega Turbo, just an extra energy recovery card that we can make a Groudon 1 turn sooner than we would have been able to previously. 1 copy of Nest Ball so that we can search out for a second Groudon out of the deck, or like a Wobbuffet or something like that if we need to with our Karina. We've got 1 copy of Professor's Letter so that we can Karina for it and get that guaranteed energy attachment if we need it that turn. 4 copies of Puzzle of Time, a great way to recycle our stadiums and also get back other resources like Max Potion, get back Scramble Switch, get back Robo Subs, Enhanced Hammers, all those things. Speaking of Robo Sub, we've got 2 copies of that guy here. Play this card as if it were a 30 HP basic Pokemon at any time during your turn, and at any time before you attack you can discard it. This card can't retreat. If it's knocked out, your opponent doesn't take any prize cards. So since we do have that Omega barrier, it's really easy for us to just throw down a Robo Sub, send it to the active, and basically force our opponent to knock it out, and it just buys us a turn to keep getting our Primal Groudon set up. We've got the 1 copy of Scramble Switch as the A-Spec of choice in the deck. Switch your active Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon, then you may move as many energy attached to the old active Pokemon to the new active Pokemon as you would like. So say we have a Groudon EX, or a Primal Groudon EX in the active with 4 energy on it, we've attacked for a turn, and then we've taken a hit, and then we're like, man, I don't want to lose this Groudon. I've got this other Primal Groudon, doesn't have any energies on it, but we're going to lose this one just because it took damage in the active spot. We can then use Scramble Switch to move all the energy attached to the active Groudon onto the bench Groudon and bring that one active, so that we make a clean Primal Groudon EX out of nowhere, and then we can use that Max Potion that I was talking about earlier to try to heal some of that damage off of the Primal Groudon we just switched. And even if we can't, you know, this guy is relatively safe on the bench since our opponent can't play anything like Guzma or Lysander to bring it to the active spot. 3 copies of VS Seeger. I think it's okay to play the 3 count instead of the 4 count just because, you know, we need to make space for the supporters, and like I said, this is Ryan's list, so I trust his judgment for sure. 4 copies of Tropical Beach, the card that makes this deck work, being able to, you know, play Karina, get Wobbuffet in the active, get a Groudon on the bench, and then just Beach to draw 4 or 5 cards is definitely what can help this deck to move along. And then also being able to, you know, discard it to do more damage with Gaia Volcano is also pretty important. We've got 1 copy of Guzma, just giving us that switch effect that we may need at certain times, and also bringing up something on our opponent's side of the field. 4 copies of Karina, the best supporter in the deck, another way that this deck just really can function. Being able to Karina early on to find Groudon pieces, either the Primal or the Baby, and get them in play. 2 copies of N. We generally do go down several prizes early on due to you know, just sacking Wobbuffets to whatever our opponent is sending our way, so N can be nice. It's also a shuffle draw option. We've got 1 copy of Pokemon Center Lady, a little bit of healing that doesn't require us to discard all of our energies. Can be nice if our opponent tries to just poke at a Groudon a little bit and doesn't do a ton of damage. And we can also use this on a Wobbuffet that's got, you know, taken a little bit of damage, maybe not gotten knocked out, to just make our opponent, you know, to make our Wobbuffet survive a turn longer, potentially. 4 copies of Professor Sycamore, letting us discard our hand, draw 7 cards, and then 1 copy of Xerosic, going to be useful to get rid of, you know, any special energy we could come up against, also tools on our opponent's side of the field. 1 copy of Floatstone, letting us, just giving us another switching option, and can also be put on a Groudon if we want to move it to the bench and then like Max Potion it or something like that. 2 copies of Focus Sash, going to be important against any grass-type decks like Golisopod or Vespiquen that we might face, and anything that can hit 240. There's really not much in the format that can hit 240, but for the things that can, having Focus Sash is pretty crucial. 4 copies of Strong Energy, doing 20 more damage, is definitely nice, which is why that's one of the better special energies we can play. We've got 5 copies of the basic Fighting Energy. You know, we want to get energy attachments every turn, so we have to play a decent amount of energy. And then 1 Warp Energy, all of the attacks on each of the Groudon EXs, on the Primal Groudon, and on Regirock do require a colorless, so it's normally okay to play that off energy. And so in this instance, we're just deciding to play the 1 Warp Energy, the new card out of Shining Legends, so that we have the option as a switch card if we need to move a Wobbuffet to the bench or something like that. And let's read the text. When you attach this card from your hand to your active Pokemon, switch that Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. So if we are attaching this to a Groudon that we want to attack with, we need to make sure that we're attaching it while it is on the bench. Otherwise, we'll be forced to send it back to the bench, which we might not want to be doing. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and hop in, grab a couple of games, and see if we can't come away with a couple wins in today's video. And as always, guys, if you enjoy these videos, please be sure to leave a like down below. Helps me out a ton, lets me know that you are enjoying seeing what I'm doing over here on the channel, and I just love seeing your guys' support as always, so please feel free to do that. Also, let me know in the comments, what do you think about Groudon? Is it in a good spot in the meta with all the Zoroark decks running around? Is the deck just kind of still a little too slow, takes a little too long to be able to function? I don't know, we're definitely going to see, and if we can find a game here... If we can find a game here, we'll see if we can test it out against some sort of deck in the expanded format. So here we go. I'm going up here against Vano78, playing a Lightning, Psychic, Fighting, Colorless deck, I think were the types I saw there. So, my chair there. They're going to choose who goes first. They get to go first, which is unfortunate. Definitely any evolution deck you want to try to go first if you can. We do take a mulligan, though, to start things off. And my opponent's going to select their active. And looks like we do start Groudon or Regirock. I think it's a little better to start the Regirock. Bench this guy. And we'll click done. It's just a little better to start the 1 prizer. And this hand is a little awkward, unfortunately. Looks like we're going up against Night March, so those sashes are going to be pretty important here. This is a tough matchup, but we do have the Oricorio, which we will hopefully be able to utilize. They're going to go ahead and get a Dimension Valley in play. Battle Compressor comes out. Probably going to ditch a few Lampents, maybe some sort of draw supporter. Yep, looks like they got rid of Lampent, Pumpkaboo. Oh no, 2 Lampents. I thought it was a Pumpkaboo. I was kind of confused, but they did get rid of a Juniper, which tells me they have probably a VS Seeker in their hand they need to use. And Pumpkaboo comes out here. And Trainer's Mail. Getting another Compressor. And looks like they're going to go ahead and play that. Probably just discarding some more Night Marchers. Oricorio is definitely going to be important. Looks like he just ditched the 3 Joltigs there. So there's enough in there already for us to knock out a Pumpkaboo. Now there's enough for us to do even more damage by discarding that other Pumpkaboo. And he's going to just grab a Shaman EX and set up. This is where it would have been so great to start a Wobbuffet because my opponent had to use Shaman, but unfortunately, that did not work out the way we would have hoped it. We had to start with Regirock, which is what can happen when you play more than, you know, old Groudon lists typically played just the one. A lot of old Groudon lists played just 4 Wobbuffet and 3 Groudon EX, so that maximized your chances of starting it. But I think Regirock and Oricorio definitely warrant spots. So we're going to go just Karina here. We'll get another Groudon out, and I think we can get Enhanced Hammer. Just try to get rid of some of those energies. How many puzzles do we have? We have 2 in the deck, so is it okay to use 1? I think so, just to kind of manage our top deck a little bit. See if we can do something. Another Karina, I guess. So we'll do that. So we don't have to use VS Seeker on it. And this is not looking great so far. Not the best start. I would love a beach here, but we don't have it. We do get to get rid of their energy, force them to dig for another one. We're starting Wobbuffet here would have been really great, but unfortunately just did not work out. Looks like VS Seeker here is probably going to find them that Juniper. Yep, sure enough. And if they whiffed here, that would be great, but I'm not expecting that. You never expect them to whiff. More Pokemon going down, though. I should have checked for Oricorio. I totally didn't even check. Town map comes up. They did prize a DCE and a couple of Night Marchers, it looks like. So already knocking out Groudon EXs. Maybe I should have gotten a Robo Sub with that. That might have been better than the Enhanced Hammer. So I just had something to promote here. Or even a Nest Ball for the Wobbuffet. But now I'm just going to kind of have to sack this Groudon. So we're definitely getting a Primal, right? But what else? Robo Substitute, maybe? Focus Sash could be nice. Just slap it on the active, buys us another turn. I mean, we're like not even set up to really be able to attack next turn. I assume they took the DCE out of their prizes, right? Yeah, they did. So Enhanced Hammer wouldn't do too much for us. Want to find one of those 4 Tropical Beach here, or even a Sycamore would be great. I think we'll just go get Robo Sub. Oh yeah, and is Oricorio. Yep, Oricorio's in the deck, but we did prize Nest Ball, so we don't have a way to get it out besides just drawing into it naturally. So finding the Oricorio, excuse me, could be a little awkward, a little difficult. Oh, I forgot to attach energy. It ends your turn as soon as you play it. I forgot to attach energy, and now we're an additional turn behind where we were. That's so bad, but oh man, we'll see what we can do. I cannot believe I just did that, but I did. But I did. That would at least put us 1 turn closer. So we'll go Karina. Now we can get Enhanced Hammer. Or should we get Focus Sash? I think Enhanced Hammer is good because he attached the other one. We'll get rid of this for sure. And maybe, like, we really do need them to whiff to have a decent shot here. But we'll see. We will see. They are down 2. They've got 1 in play right there, so theoretically 1 more in the deck. They do have puzzles. They've got all kinds of things like that that they could use. And with a big hand size, I definitely would expect them to have access to something like that. So I did mess up by, you know, not attaching before Mega Evolving, but honestly, I don't know what difference it would have made. And this is just one of the issues with this Groudon deck. You know, you do struggle getting keeping up with how fast some of these decks are. Not having the Nest Ball for Oricorio is a little annoying too. So I think we just need to sack this thing. Top decking into like Enhanced Hammer or a supporter would be great. So we just need to sack this. I mean, yeah, this is pretty tough from here. Ooh, we do get Beach though, so that is one way. They need to find a replacement stadium. Their other one is in the prizes, and they're out of puzzle since there is 1 prize, so they might not be able to attack the active. And there's a Focus Sash, which could be great. They can, of course, just attach another DCE, but then if that goes down... Oh, they play 3 Dimension Valley. Not something most lists have done recently, but it looks like my opponent did opt for the 3 copies of Dimension Valley. And is just going to go ahead and hit us for 210 damage. And this is tough, but we'll see what we can make happen. Looks like they took Puzzle Lysander. Do we want to Guzma anything? We're definitely putting this in play. For sure. Definitely want Strong Energy. or fighting energy. I guess we just probably go for the end of one. They can't knock us out if we can get into Regirock and Scramble Switch, but the Regirock's so easy for them to knock out. We're definitely, like, our way to win is definitely going to be through some sort of Scramble Switch play. And, we'd have to get back something, though, like Regirock. Like, all of our stuff's in the discard pile. Every other basic attacker besides Oricorio is in the discard pile. So go here. We'll go ahead and play the beach. Oh, do we have the other... Well, so we could Karina for Puzzle, or just Karina for, like, Enhanced Hammer. Get rid of this energy. I really want to end them, though. He took Puzzle. So I think this is a little better. So if we go Karina... We know he has Lysander Enhanced, we don't want to get that. Or don't want to bench anything else. So do we get Enhanced Hammer? Get rid of this thing, knock this out, discards the stadium. I think this is okay. Last Enhanced Hammer, we do still have double puzzles. Guy Volcano, we'll see what happens. He can't win this turn because he has no way to remove Focus Sash because of the, because of, the Omega Barrier. There we go. Words are tough. So we can put Robo Sub down. Looks like they do have double puzzle though, so they can attack us. And they haven't played Special Charge yet either. Yeah, I don't know, guys. We just got, like, so far behind in that game. It's interesting to see them playing the Oricorio, I guess, assume for the Night March Mirror and for, like, other, something like Vespiquen, but I don't know, it's just interesting. We'll see what he's getting here with the puzzles. I'd assume probably just double colorless. And I don't know what else. Maybe just 2 double colorless. He's also playing Skyla, which is really weird. And we haven't seen Zorua or Zoroark, but he may be just choosing not to play that down because he knows it's kind of a liability. But here comes VS Seeker plus DCE. And VS Seeker going to go ahead and play it. Gets a Skyla, okay. And what are you going to get with Skyla? Rock Guard is the A-spec. What? So I can't attack this thing or I'll lose. He didn't break my sash, so that's something, but I do not know what I just witnessed. So if I attack... Why is he playing Rock Guard? And why is he playing Skyla? Lots of questions, not a lot of answers. We're going to put a beach in play. He's only got 1 prize left. We could do... Not a lot of outs here. But Robo Sub, we'll put beach, and we'll end. We need to have some sort of double puzzle shenanigans miracle right here. We need to draw basically double puzzle scramble switch, I think, off of this. Double puzzle scramble switch. Let's see it. Did not get there. How many Pokemon in my discard? So he can't knock me out. We can just hard retreat to not lose. But that is really bad. No beach. We do get the max potion and Zerosic, so that's funny enough. One prize left. Lysander, can't do that, buddy. Can't do that. That's it's a good thing we didn't bench the Oricorio. And he chooses to beach. Okay. So we'll max potion. Chooses to beach. Here. We'll do this. We'll... Karina for Mega Turbo. That doesn't really do much. Sorry, game. You hate me, I know. Let's Zerosic. The DCE. Maybe we can just run him out of energies. He might not play Special Charge. That would really surprise me, but he might not. We need to bank on something like that happening. He does have another DC in the deck. And if he doesn't, you know, we could Zerosic the last DCE maybe. And he plays double Marshadow. So we've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Pokemon in the discard. So we can knock out a Shaman with that. So maybe that's how we can take our last 2 prizes. He's just going to beach again. Okay, okay. And we get a Scramble Switch. So we can do this. And we can N. Okay. Yes, I know it gives me fewer cards, but I'm also going to put my opponent at 1. And do we use Professor's Letter yet? I think so, right? Yeah, it's right there. But we can Sycamore next turn. And we can also just beach right here. So we'll do that. Warp Energy, that's good. Or something at least. Trainer's Mail. And he's just giving us time to get re-established. We do have Karina plus a puzzle in our hands. We can't switch it to our bench. Oh, he does play Special Charge. I don't know why I would ever like bank on that, but you know, there was a chance. He didn't draw it for a while. But we should have maybe tried to Zerosic that Rock Guard that one turn. Did I just not play... What support did I play that turn? I don't remember. Oh, I did Zerosic the DCE. That's right. Okay. Okay. So what can we do? What can we do? We can Karina. I wish we played Field Blower for double puzzle. Oh, but we need the Mega Turbo to attack, at least. And then he needs to whiff DCE. He's got 7 cards. Probably a draw supporter. Stop. We can get double puzzle, but we can't get, like, puzzle scramble switch. Not really any meaning to that either, though. Okay, here's a theoretical out. Probably not. So we can double puzzle, play 2, get this guy Enhanced Hammer. Or this guy. No, we need a Zerosic. Okay, so what I'm thinking here is we can Warp Energy into Red Rock, Focus Sash, pass. Next turn Zerosic it, and we need to like top deck energy, basically. So that's what I'm thinking here. And we have Escape Rope to switch. So we need to top deck energy next turn, basically. And we'll beach. And we got the energy, so we didn't even have to top deck it. So we can knock out Marshadow next turn, but we might have to Escape Rope, unfortunately. But if we top deck Floatstone, that would work as well. We did not top deck it, but we did get Guzma. So we can Guzma, knock out Marshadow. Alright, so there's 12 Pokemon in here. So we have to go like Guzma knockout, Marshadow. Oh, he can just Oricorio win, though. I totally forgot about that. But, is there anything we can do then? I totally forgot about his random Oricorio. Maybe he doesn't see it. Maybe he doesn't see it. That's basically what we'll hope for here. We'll take the knockout. I totally forgot about his random Oricorio. Random Rock Guard. Oh my gosh. He does need an energy on it, though. And there's no Dimension Valley in play. So he can just win like that. I actually should have KO'd... Well, no, KOing Oricorio just gives him the win with Marshadow, because he can just Shadow Hunt, copy it. He's just going to Night March, so he didn't have energy or didn't see that out. But we still really don't have anything. We don't have anything. Scramble Switch into Regirock doesn't do anything for us. We needed to try like some weird Scramble Switch Marshadow play. I'm gonna just knock this out, but and hope. All right, so here's the deal: we can knock this out. Oh, we don't even have a stadium. We don't even have a stadium, and we're hitting 140, so we're not knocking this out. Yeah, I've like messed up a lot of stuff here at the end, but it didn't really matter what we did. We just got such a slow start. So one out could be to Center Lady into Guzma, knock that out. But if he just had like he just needs to retreat or find any energy to win the game. Any energy or Floatstone, anything like that. And he can just knock this out with Supernatural Dance. Or he plays 4 Dimension Valley! What is this list? Oh man, so we got cheesed by a really weird Night March list. We just had such a slow start, unfortunately, but you know, it can happen. Man, we just lost to the weirdest Night March list I've ever seen in my life. Rock Guard, Double Marshadow, 4 Dimension Valley. I don't think he played Zoroark. I don't think he was playing around with the fact that we were playing Groudon and not benching Zoroarks. I think he just literally did not play it. So, I don't know. I've lost to some really weird decks in my time, and that is up there on the list, unfortunately. And now it's on the internet for everyone to make fun of me for, which is, you know, totally fine. We'll take it. And we're going to go second twice in a row. Looks like some sort of Turbo Dark deck. We do start Wobbuffet, which is great against this matchup. And we have a Karina in our opening hand. Enhanced Hammer is not going to be useful, but yep, we'll see what my opponent is going to flip over here. It is indeed a Darkrai, and it's great that he started the Dark Cloak Darkrai because he's going to have to play something like a Guzma to get out of it. And he can't play Guzma if we don't have anything besides Wobbuffets on the bench. Because Wobbuffet's Bide Barricade, of course, does shut off Dark Cloak on Darkrai EX. Gonna just go ahead and attach energy and pass. Not really much happening for my opponent there. We'll go ahead and go get a Groudon. And I guess we get like Professor's Letter. Focus Sash is pretty important, but we don't want to attach it yet. I think we'll just get it, put it in our hand. We could Nest Ball down another Groudon. Let's go with Double Groudon, but I don't want to really do that. That's actually probably fine. Let's get Nest Ball. We could get down another Wobbuffet. But I don't see this one dying in the next couple turns, so I feel pretty safe. And we'll have Karina for at least the next couple of turns, and we'll definitely use it once to get Professor's Letter and probably once to get Focus Sash. And getting 2 primals each time is great. And I won't forget to attach an energy before Mega Evolving, of course, guys, don't worry. I'm going to go ahead and max Elixir. Whiffs it, that's great. Would have to hard retreats. But looks like it's just going to be a Chorus for 3. Oh man, that is under ability lock. That is super risky. Does get a Darkrai, does get a max elixir, and what is his last card? Whiffs 2 elixirs? That it is not my opponent's day. It is not my opponent's day, that is for sure. So we'll go via Seeker for Karina and just continue trying to get set up here. We'll definitely go grab a Primal Groudon. Oops, not you. You. And probably Professor's Letter. Just get some basic energies down. Definitely want to get some Strongs at some point. Attach before Mega Evolving. And there we go. Managed to figure that out this time. And 1 Dark Energy will allow them to knock out Wobbuffet, but they don't even have it. I assumed, you know, maybe off that Chorus they got something, but no. Sure enough, they did not. Ocarina once again. And get another Mega in play, and we'll get a Focus Sash this time. And we do have Warp Energy to switch back if we decide we need to do that. Already attached, so we can just do this. And now we can Guzma and take a knockout on one of these guys if we want to. We can Warp Energy into a Groudon to knock out the active, but my opponent is going to find Tapu Lele GX here, and Wonder Tag will probably find just a Juniper or Sycamore to just discard their hand, dump their hand, draw a bunch of new cards, and try to make something happen on their turn over here. It looks like they are going to grab a Juniper. So man, that was a really long first game and a really bad first game. Slow start, but I also kind of messed some stuff up, I think, along the way, but that's what happens. Battle Compressor. Gonna just probably get rid of some Dark Energies so we can use Dark Patch. Restoration, of course, doesn't work as long as a Wobbuffet is active. So I did get rid of one, which is probably correct. I gotta attack with a Groudon eventually, right? And man, if my opponent did not even find a Grass Energy here, and he plays Malamar, which is a way that Dead End GX can knock out Groudon EX, that does go through Focus Sash. So I kind of just want to knock that thing out, because that is definitely a threat. He did break my Sash. Knocking that thing out would be nice. So we could Guzma it. That thing is definitely scary. And we have like Karina for Scramble Switch for the next turn, I guess. And we can max push and heal this guy potentially. So we'll go Guzma and just get this threat out of here, because guys, Hyper Hypnosis can put me to sleep, and then Dead End GX will just get a free knockout on a Primal Groudon. So go ahead and do this. We do take 2 prizes as well. Get a Primal Groudon EX and another Focus Sash, so getting our second Sash out of the prizes is really, really good. He can hit us here for 120, but I'm hoping that we'll be able to find at some point the max potion to just totally heal that off and not be worried about that. What would he need to get a knockout here? Yeah, way too many energies based on his low hand size. I didn't think that would happen. And he chooses not to poke this Primal Groudon, takes the 1 prize, and because of that, looking pretty solid actually, and we do get Floatstone as well. So we'll go Karina. We will grab another Groudon, and Scramble Switch is prized. Gotta check your prizes, folks. Got to check your prizes. I do get another knockout, but it just takes me a while to build up another Groudon. So I guess we go Robo Sub. Ugh, that's ugly. Way to go, Chip. I guess we can start attaching to Regirock, actually, if we wanted to. Well done. So we'll do this. And we'll put Focus Sash on whichever one of these he doesn't put 30 on. Warp Energy can go... because we just need to find one more knockout after this. I guess we go here. He can just knock out the Robo-Sub, but I'm fine with that because he's not doing any damage to one of these guys. If he does that, we will go ahead and use a puzzle because we need to figure out what we're drawing. We will draw a Sycamore. Yeah, we'll just Sycamore this hand away. And there we go. So we'll just need to take one more knockout before, and there's the Scramble Switch out of the prizes. You gotta check for those things, guys. We're gonna get punished for not checking, potentially. Now, he sends this up, which is not a, he doesn't have the guaranteed knockout. He needs Choice Band or 2 more energy in play, and he has already played a lot of his other cards, but there's the 1 Restoration. Of course, gotta remember that. 20, 40, 60, 80. There's the attachment. That's all he needed. Dark Pulse will take the KO. We will send up Robo Substitute. We'll go Focus Sash, Floatstone. Unfortunately, Scramble Switch does just get discarded, but we can maybe pull something off with puzzles. No energy attachment. We'd have to puzzle for an energy attachment, which we definitely need to do. So I think we'll just put Beach in play. We'll go double puzzle. We can get back Scramble Switch, but I don't think we need it at this point. I think we just get like energy letter, maybe. Honestly, like that, I think makes the most sense. Just to guarantee over the next couple turns that we'll find the energy attachments we need. But actually, letter doesn't. Ooh, I don't remember if we had any energy prize, because there's a chance that this letter means we didn't, that we did prize our last fighting energy, and that means the letter basically did nothing. So that would be a little annoying. So Dowsing for Juniper. Gotta get better about checking the prizes. I do it in real life. I just kind of forget doing videos, but that's how it goes sometimes. And thankfully for us, he put down that Malamar, and unless he plays a second one, he's already gotten rid of his Super Rod. Like, there's really not going to be much that he can do as far as getting that back. Oh, it looks like he targeted the 2 Focus Sash, the Focus Sash and the Floatstone, neither of which gets discarded. Can go with like a Shaman here maybe, but nope, gonna go get another Darkrai. So he does play a 2-2 split, a little different than what we've seen recently. And there's the Shaman. Okay, so he does have a Shaman in his hand. Not sure what they're gonna dig for. Compressor. Gonna get rid of... oh, another Dark Cloak. Or another Restoration Darkrai, sorry. So they do play 3. Kind of a higher count. Restoration. Gets 1 more energy in play. And Dark Pulse. 180 damage. Okay, so we are going to go letter. See if we did prize. Okay, we got our last energy. We got 4 Strongs in the deck, so we're probably going to Sycamore next turn. Oh, wait, do we have game? Yeah, we just have game. Okay, never mind. Sorry. So we go Fighting Energy. We go Karina. Yeah, totally. Yeah, my bad, guys. We'll figure it out. We'll go Energy Mega Turbo. Well, Mega Turbo will attach, and we will take a knockout. Yep. So, stumbled my way through this one, but managed to win a game somehow. And losing to a weird Night March deck, but I think I kind of showed off here in this game kind of a little more what the deck can do. Unfortunately, not checking my prizes almost cost me harshly, but I'm not sure I necessarily would have played much differently knowing that it was prized, but there is the expanded Groudon deck. Let me know what you guys think down below. Definitely cool to play if you have some beaches. Definitely try it out. I know that is that hard barrier to entry, unfortunately, having 4 Tropical Beach, but if you haven't, try it out. See if you like the deck. Let me know what you think of it in the expanded format down in that comment section down below. Please be sure to leave a like, as always, if you enjoyed, and that is going to do it for me. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, take care.